is Liezl from Liezl Loves Books, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. I also hope watching my videos can make your day just a little bit brighter. Today's video is going to be my top 10 best romantasy and sci-fi books of 2025. In 10th place, The Ashes of thezmarr series. The book one is called Iron and Embers, and we're following a Wren who is a heir to the throne who got accepted into an alchemy school. She is known as the Poisoner, and she wants to attend this school, but in order to attend this school, she has to have a bodyguard, and her bodyguard is Torge, and we're following Wren and Torge's romance, the bodyguard trope. 9th place, The Night Prince. I don't know the name of the series, and I can never pronounce the author's name, but The Night Prince is the second book in the series. The first book was called The Wolf King. Princess who has a terrible father who forces her to get engaged to an evil prince king. And one day her father does illegal fights with the wolf shifters, and one day she stops a fight between two wolf shifters because she thought the older wolf was going to kill the younger wolf, and the wolf escapes and asks the princess, "If you want to escape your marriage, come with me." I really liked Booktube and I really like the second hero. In 8th place, the Otacian Chronicles. The first book is called The Lies of Lena. Lena, who is a witch, but in this world, witches and warlocks are persecuted. So Lena and her mother go to kingdom and hiding, and there she meets the hero, and the hero teaches Lena how to fight because she refuses to use her magic, and they form a friendship. Eventually their friendship turns into something romantic. They have a romantic relationship. They're each other's first loves. But something happens where Lena and her mother is found out. So they fake their own deaths. Terror at the gates. We're following Lilith, who a patriarchal society where women are not allowed to use their powers without the approval of their father or their husband. Lilith is supposed to get married, but she doesn't want to, so she escapes to the slumps with her friend Zaharev, who is who owns the slumps, and Lilith's life changes when to make ends meet. She steals stuff, but then she steals this dagger that she wasn't supposed to steal, and everything changes after that because ever since she stole this dagger, people close to her end up dying. In sixth place, Brimstone. It is the sequel to Quicksilver. I know there's a lot of discourse about Brimstone online and everything, but I loved the sequel. I thought the sequel was great. The sequel worked for me, and it made me love Ceres in Brimstone, because in Quicksilver I was indifferent about her, but in book 2 she grew into her power. She learned a lot of things, and there was a rescue scene in Brimstone where she was a one-woman army, and I grew to love her in Brimstone. And plus, this Carrion Swift, I love him. He's a side character. Fifth place, we have Duskbound, book 2 in the Hesperian trilogy. And I've talked about this book endlessly on my channel. The Hesperian trilogy is about a girl named Thea who is in hiding. There's a war going on. The children, the people with powers, are persecuted, and Thea hides her power. In the woods, she gets caught using her powers by this general, and this general forces Thea to join his army. Why I love book 2 so much is because you meet the actual hero, and I did not like the hero in book 1, but I loved the hero in book 2, and I love the heroine even more. She learned stuff about herself. She learned how to use her powers. Her powers grew exponentially, and she was just a kick-ass, badass warrior, and I loved her. I loved book 2. I loved the romance. I loved everything about it. So, please, if you didn't like Riftbound, please don't let it deter you. Please continue on to Duskbound, because I'm telling you, Duskbound is leaps and bounds better than Riftborn. And the reason why I named this video my top 10 romantasy and sci-fi books of 2025 was because so I can talk about this series, The Firebird Chronicles by T.A. White. It's a sci-fi romance series. Kira, who is a wanderer of space, but one day her life changes when she saves like 2 children from a specific species. I'm not sure if I should call them aliens. I'm not sure. They aren't a type of aliens, but they look human. And it turns out Kira has always been different, but it turns out Kira belongs to this race. And after she saves these 2 children, they try to pull her into their society because their society of race, their children got stolen from their families by their enemies, and Kira is one of those children. So when she drops the kids off to their homeland, the people there try to get Kira to stay. And oh my gosh, this series was so good. I read this series because of Steph from Novelty Corner, and Heather at AGA Booktubes, and Robin from Paperback and Planners. I love this series. I give every book in the series 5 stars. The ending to book 5. I'm so excited for book 6. Book 6 releases on the 15th. Third place, The Dawn of Chaos and Fury. And it is the conclusion to the Legacy series. And this is how you're supposed to end a series, because this book was everything. I really can't say too much about it because it is the conclusion to the series, but we're following Tessa, who is a fae who gets chosen to be a power source to Theon St. Orcus. And in this world, the gods created the legacy, and then they created the Fae for the Fae to be the legacy's power source. And Tessa does everything in her power, even though she's bonded to Theon forcibly. She doesn't want to be. She tries everything to gain her freedom. In second place, the Ascended Theus, who has star magic. She can manipulate star and light magic. And one day her adopted father, gets killed. Her biological father is one of the gods. You're told that in the first chapter. It's not a spoiler. And when her adoptive father gets killed, her brother and Theus, her brother's name is Thatcher, are forced to compete in this trial to become an Ascendant. And when they are in these trials, it is discovered that Thatcher has powers also, but his powers are the opposite of Theus. His powers can kill a god. Theus and Thatcher both make a promise to themselves to compete in these trials, win, and take vengeance against the gods who killed their father. And to compete in these trials, they have to have a mentor. Theus' mentor is Zool, the son of Hades, and he teaches her how to use her powers, and it's their romance. It's a forbidden romance because Zool is engaged to someone else, and he is a god and she is human. And Thatcher, he is assigned to his half-brother, although his half-brother is not aware that they're related. This book was so cool, the twists and turns. This book has the best trials I've seen in a romantasy. I loved the training sequences. First place, Souls in Ruin. Maria is forced into a marriage of convenience by her father, who's blackmailing her to marry the Fire King. And she thought she was going to have a better life than what she had in her father's kingdom, because her fiance seems to treat her better than the people of her father and her father's kingdom. The only people that are nice to her are her best friend and her little sister, who's like 3 years old or something. And so she thinks she's finally had a respite, but everything flips after their wedding night. The Fire King puts her in a dungeon. He only married her He wanted revenge against her father. The Fire King tries to break her spirit, but Maria will not break. And also, in this dungeon, there is also a cellmate who talks to Maria for his own nefarious reasons. One guy wants to break her spirit, the other guy wants pieces of her soul. She's stuck between a rock and a hard place because both the heroes are morally gray, and she has to pick who she aligns herself with, who is the lesser of two evils. And even I don't know who she's gonna choose. Those are my top 10 romantasy and sci-fi books of 2025. Please let me know if you have read any of these books. I would love to know. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Liking this video will help me out a lot. And I'll see you Friday. Bye.